Greetings once again, Yukon Draft League people. Going to be trying something a little different for this one. Figured I would take a look at a replay I haven't actually watched yet. In this case, I believe it's between Phillip and Rishi, two of our newer players. And just, commentate on the game, give thoughts on what happens, perhaps. I don't know if this will be enjoyable. I don't know exactly who the target audience is for this. Maybe the people who played the game, if they want to look back and see what they could have done better. Or maybe just other people who are interested in this kind of commentary track, but yeah, I don't know. Just figured it'd be fun to give it a try. If people like it, maybe I'll do more. If not, maybe this will be the last one. I guess we'll find out. Maybe I'll just keep doing them. Who knows? Alright, so let's get this battle started. So let's see. We have, I believe that is Rishi, lead off with Low and Ninetales. Not a bad lead. I imagine they're trying to get the Aurora up, maybe get something going. A sweep with Talonflame or Rillaboom. Seismitoad lead from Phillip, makes sense, gets Stealth Rocks up, he brings it back in, he's using Cryogonal. This pretty much hard walls Ninetales, so I can see the point of that switching. The most they can do to each other is probably do like a Staller's Handshake with Toxic, so I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, he's bringing back Cryogonal. It was just a quick transition so he can get Arcanine in. Not really sure why you wouldn't bring Arcanine in directly, because it also just walls Ninetales, right? But because this makes sense. Ninetales goes for Aurora Veil. Can see that. Definitely makes sense. Imagine Arcanine's going to try and Flare Blitz here. Rotom Wash would probably be the obvious switch in that I would predict. Oh, yep, there it goes. Rotom Wash. Let's see what Arcanine does. Probably just Flare. Oh, Toxic. Actually, that's very good. Kudos to Phillip for that. That's a very good play. Saw the likely switch in and just went for the Toxic, because that would work for Goodra too, right? The only other thing that really takes Flare Blitz, or maybe even Talonflame. Like, all those guys hate Toxic, so very good move. That's why Toxic on fire types is so good, right? Because you just pressure out the steel types usually, and since unless they have a poison type, it's like free Toxic if you read it. Hydro Pump obviously gets hit by Water Absorb. That's the beauty of Seismitoad right there. I imagine Seismitoad would be going for Stealth Rocks now. I don't really know what else it could do. Maybe it's like offensive set. It would go for. I don't know if anything to hit Rotom though. Maybe like Sludge Bomb. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll see what it does. Nope, Stealth Rocks. There you go. As to be expected. Ninetales probably going to go for Freeze Dry here, so I imagine this is where he would bring in Cryogonal or maybe Arcanine. Yeah, you guys can imagine I have the Snail's Pace on here, just because I like that, because it gives me the time to actually say the things I might want to say, and it kind of like simulates the in-game animation time, which makes you realize how slow it is though. But yeah, anyway, so he brings back in Cryogonal, so Ninetales just keeps Moonblasting. Not really breaking through Recover, obviously, as Cryogonal tends to do, so Ninetales is not getting there anytime soon unless it reveals Toxic, which I don't believe it has. Sends out Skarmory, can probably take a Freeze Dry, especially behind Aurora Veil, right? So eats that Toxic, good switch in. I imagine he's going to probably try to Defog, maybe go for his own Stealth Rocks if he doesn't have Defog, but Defog seems likely. I think that's Talonflame. Which, to be fair, Talonflame could just be Boots, but everyone likes to just throw Boots and everything. Arcanine comes in, good switch and get Intimidate. Eats the Body Press pretty well, especially considering that's coming off defense, not attack from Skarmory. But I guess that's the thing with Body Press, right? It is just an AE-based power stylus move most cases. If Body Press is like a Steel type move or something, maybe that'd be a headache. So Goodra comes in, probably gonna eat whatever Arcanine does. Does the Flamethrower, didn't read Toxic sadly, which makes sense. I'd say right now, if I had to say, maybe Phillip has kind of the upper hand. It's not a big one, but it feels like his Pokemon are a little more durable right now from this position, where even though Rishi's playing well with his, they're not. Especially with that Toxic Rotom Wash and Ninetales taking the Rocks damage. It took Rocks damage, right? It's not Boots. I might have missed that part. I guess we'll see if it comes in again. But yeah, it definitely feels like his are a little more vulnerable in terms of getting stalled out. Because it seems like both Phillip and Rishi really know what they're doing and are going to take their time to get where they want to go. So we see Spikes come out. No Defog, so it seems like there's going to be Hazard Stack, which is fine. Could probably tempt Weezing into defogging. Brings up Flamethrower. That's the nice thing about Weezing, is that it actually gets fire coverage, so it's not just walled like by Steel, like some poisons. I mean, a lot of poisons get fire coverage, but Weezing can actually get pretty good with that. Brings in Rotom. Fair enough. Probably going to eat a Flamethrower, right? If that's what he was going for. Or no, Will-O-Wisp. Even more useful for Rotom to switch into. I imagine Rotom might have Defog. Maybe that's what he's going for, because these Stealth Rocks, if you look, are just going to kill Rishi over time in a way that the one spike isn't really going to hurt Phillip. So let's see. see what Rotom goes for. Nope, Will-O-Wisp. Alright, so maybe the Stealth Rocks could be a really big problem as the game continues. I guess we'll see. Yeah. This is just Seismitoad can just do what it wants here, right? That being said, I don't know what that is, because it already has the rocks. Oh, there we go. Ninetales does get hurt by rocks. It's a big problem for Rishi. Let's see, was that Sludge Bomb, maybe? Knockoff? Oh, Knockoff. I forgot Seismitoad gets knocked. Between Stealth Rocks and Knockoff, Seismitoad just really nice water ground utility. I mean, it doesn't have, like, Flip Turn, or, like, the stats of Swampert, and it doesn't have the, maybe, Recover factor of Gastrodon, but it's a really good water ground for your team, honestly. Maybe the best in a lot of situations, but Swampert's really good too, obviously. Nasty Plot, actually that's really good. I think that would actually, if Ninetales goes for another, it can just probably break past Cryogonal, right? I think right now Moonblast wouldn't even get past the 2-hit. Yeah, like it's just a barely not 3-hit killing, 3-hit pressuring it. But yeah, just another Nasty Plot and it should be good. I mean, I don't know what does this Cryogonal have Toxic? It does, so I would just get another Nasty Plot, let it Toxic me. Maybe get a Moonblast and hope to kill something. I mean, I think even if Arcanine comes in, right, that Moonblast is dead. Oh, Rishi just goes for another Moonblast. I mean, not a bad move. There's something he's going to switch, right, which he might, because Recover's not really giving him that much return, but he does get rid of the Spike. He gets his speed back. Yeah, I think this would definitely be the turn to... I mean, if he goes for the switch, right, you wish he Moonblast, but I think either way, Nasty Plot could be safe, because, yeah, he's just going for cover, so hopefully Rishi responds and goes for Nasty Plot. But instead he goes for another Moonblast, which again, fine, you're putting the pressure on him, right? He doesn't have leftovers, so it's like that Moonblast is doing a bit by bit, gonna chip him down, because you're not always doing 50, sometimes you're doing like 40. Wait, 47 is less than 50, I'm stupid. You get the idea, you should be using Nasty Plot, but here comes Arcanine, let's see what Ninetales does. See, this is where the Moonblast spam pays off, so maybe I was a little wrong a little bit, because he did... I mean, even then again, though, I don't know, this Arcanine's not Scarf or anything, right? You know it has Toxic, so if you go for Nasty Plot, then just one Moonblast kills. So I do think I'm vindicated in saying that Nasty Plot was the move. But the Moonblast clearly worked out for Rishi. So he gets the first kill of the game, very nice. I'd say he's back on top, certainly. So this is where things get tricky, just because such a fearsome sweeper, right? I'll say Mega, like one of the best revenge killers ever. It's so fast, it's so powerful, it can steal your abilities from you. It's rough to deal with. Just takes it right out with Psychic, fair enough. Kind of surprised that no Psyshock, that would probably hit Ninetales a little harder and definitely make Alexander able to melt through Goodra. But I don't know, maybe he has Psychic and Psyshock, I mean that's not unheard of. Yeah, we'll see. Goodra comes in. Oh, so he's switching out. So maybe no Psyshock, or maybe he just wants to save Alakazam, because Psyshock might not be a guaranteed kill, I don't know that. Weezing obviously eats the Dragon move, too bad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know if there's a better play there from Rishi. Obviously, there's that risk of Alakazam staying in, but also Weezing such an easy switch into Goodra. Like, with Levitate, Goodra can't even use Earthquake, so it doesn't really have any good moves it can use against Weezing, I don't think. Even like Steel moves, you can use like Iron Tail if it even gets that, which isn't that good. Like, there's nothing Goodra can really do to Weezing, sadly. Without like some crazy setup set. Seismitoad comes back in, really showing how bulky and durable it is this game, even without recovery. Uses Knockoff, making Goodra wish it wasn't alive. Yeah, Seismitoad kind of... I mean, he's basically Mega Alakazam, but right now Seismitoad's the MVP a little bit, but I guess it's a lot of damage on it now, so maybe his time is numbered. But right, he's done what he needs to. He's gotten up the Stargust, she looking at the little pink symbol. She's gotten up the Stealth Rocks, he's knocked off some items. It's... Seismitoad's really pulling its weight, and just because there's no defog, right? I think this might have been Rishi's fatal mistake. If I can backseat a little bit, just no defog means that, especially with not placing rocks on your opponent's side and only a layer of spikes, I'd say not only was no defog a mistake between Talonflame, Skarmory, and Rotom, maybe there was defog and he just hasn't gotten a chance to play it, but that lack of using defog is a big mistake, I would say. And not having Stealth Rocks on his side to pressure, I mean, maybe Cryogonal and Arcanine are both boots, I kind of doubt it, but lacking Stealth Rocks to pressure your opponents a little harder than just one spike is just really unfortunate. Yeah. And then just, you know, Cryogonal having Rapid Spin, right, even if he did have those rocks, he doesn't need to give up his own to remove them. So that's the big mistake I would say that's Rishi's made. But I don't think it's unwinnable. He has that Rillaboom in the back, right? He has that Talonflame. I'm looking at looking at Phillip's team, honestly, he could lose to either a Swords Dance, especially with Seismitoad this weekend. He could this weekend. We'll see Seismitoad this weekend, especially with his team this weekend. Like a Swords Dance Talonflame or a Swords Dance Rillaboom. Well, not Rillaboom, maybe because Weezing, but a Swords Dance Talonflame right now, especially, like that could sweep him. Like it can take a Sludge Bomb from Weezing. Talonflame with 2 Swords Dances. Maybe if someone keeps it full health with like Dual Wing Beat and just sweeps, that would be Gale Wings. That would be clean, pretty much on his part. Or even if it's like Bandit, he can just start to wall break. But yeah, so obviously Weezing comes into Rillaboom, very easy switch in, basically just walls it. Rillaboom has nothing for this, even if he goes high horsepower because it's Levitate, right? Locks up the Black Sludge, which is good read there, but it should have been U-turn, to be honest, if he was trying to make a read, right? Just because he needs that momentum at this point. This is looking pretty bad for Rishi, I would say, especially with Mega Alakazam still in the back, even with Seismitoad this weekend, and then just passing at perfect health. Bringing in Goodra, which again, I don't think Goodra can do anything to Weezing, so this might just be a sign of desperation. That Poison is really unfortunate for Rishi, but not sure if it'll matter. Yeah, I think this comes down to Talonflame, what Talonflame can do. I think if Talonflame's heavy duty boots, pulls out Swords Dance, and pulls out those flying moves, then it can maybe pull out a win here. Because this team, especially with Seismitoad gone, the Weezing Zipper health, that's going to be a problem. Talonflame can kind of tear some shit up, to use layman's terms. So Goodra goes down. Goodra's down. Let's see. What's he gonna bring in? We got Passimian. Love to see Passimian. Nice. I feel like Passimian never got a lot of use. There's a lot of fighting Defiant users think about it, because even back then we had Primate, but now we have like Phalanx and Zapdos. And I mean, me and Shell can use Inner Focus. It's not really Defiant, but kind of similar. And though it doesn't really encourage I was thinking more Devils there. Yeah, for default discouragement, Passimian's always great. So then even if Rishi did use defog instantly, maybe you could have used Passimian. Phillip could have used Passimian to remove the defog. But anyway, yeah, so Passimian just cuts right through Rotom, right? Going for the Z Flying move, all very soon. I really don't... Z Flying move, I wouldn't say was a mistake in general, really helps him break through some stuff here. But I do think going for it there was a mistake, just because, I mean, Talonflame's attack is pretty bad, so I get it, maybe Passimian would have died to your normal flying move, but its defenses were lowered, right? So I don't think you need to burst that out yet. Would have been nice for the Weezing switch in, which wasn't at all unlikely, but, you know, just kind of a bit of a risk to take. But I guess Rishi is in a position where he needs to take risks, so it looks like he's just playing for differential at this point, right? His wins have basically been ruined, especially with no heavy-duty boots on Talonflame. There's not really a win con here. Even if he goes Rillaboom, he can't really sweep because Weezing's just at such good health. If Weezing was at maybe like half health even, and somehow he could live a Psychic from Alakazam, then you could Swords Dance maybe win the game, but it's just not there. So Grassy Glide, I mean, it's cool that Alakazam stayed in, right? At least I feel Rishi can lower the differential a little bit in his favor, so that's great to see. But it looks like, obviously, I'd imagine Phillip's going to send in... Oh, he's not setting in Weezing. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe he just wants to get the kill with Passimian. That makes sense, to be honest. Oh, okay, so... Yeah, I forgot about this. He re-upped the Dynamax with Rillaboom. Yeah, I mean, don't do this, guys. I know we're having fun, but don't do this. Like, you really isn't just because, you know, he wouldn't have gotten that kill if not for Dynamax. It just messes up the differential and stuff. So yeah, just avoid Dynamax like the plague if you can. But the funny thing is, I mean, good for Phillip first. This just shows off his smart play, I suppose, that even if Dynamax, unexpected rule-breaking Dynamax at the end of the game can't throw him off, right? Weezing's still gonna win here. I mean, I think Rishi knows that, just going for the Max Quake being cheeky, but he knew it was Levitate this whole time, right? He didn't go for high horsepower earlier. So good on Rishi for knowing his tight matchups, but yeah, still, very good game, even with the Dynamax. I really enjoyed seeing that. But it's rarely between two new players, I feel like, do you see a nice, tight game like this. Usually it's just either, even if it is this tight, it might not be the most advanced strategies playing out, but I do feel like both players clearly knew what they were doing and could probably hold their own against some of even the more like veteran members of this league. So I really enjoyed watching this match and commentating on it. Again, as usual, I'm sure I missed a million things, but my job isn't to commentate everything that's going on. I just kind of want to give a overview, and again, not exactly sure what the purpose of this is, but if you guys enjoy it, and just tell me, like, it doesn't have to be a big deal, but you can just say like, hey, Sean, do more of those, I like them. And then if there's a game you guys liked or maybe think I should commentate on, then I'll definitely do it, because I like commentating on Pokemon stuff. It's fun. It's calming. Calms my nerves in the place of alcohol on a Monday night. So yeah, all right. I'll catch you guys in the next one of these. Congratulations to Phillip. Better luck Rishi next time. Both great teams. Great effort put in. And yeah, see you guys next time.